today. From M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
Some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the New York Giants. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. It's been perfection so far. They come in here unbeaten at 14-0.
And just 2 wins away from doing something only 2 teams have ever done. But the most important thing for them now is to make it to the postseason in one piece.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Leading them out, the man known as Danny Dimes, their second-year quarterback from Duke, Daniel Jones.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
New York.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's Gallman. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Wayne Gallman, the ball carrier.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
40-yard line.
Now Gallman. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41.
Wayne Gallman, the ball carrier, taken down at the 41. It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Operating from the gun, Jones. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Calais Campbell in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I won't wait till the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here are the Ravens now as they get set for their opening possession. They'll be led out by the final pick of the first round in 2018 out of Louisville. It's Lamar Jackson.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
First down throw complete downfield. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Ingram. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Throwing is Jackson. Forced out to his left. And it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind, you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Justin Tucker to kick off with Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this carries into the end zone. And Ballantyne going to sit on this one. That'll be a touchback. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing Jones over the middle, and it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target. That'll bring up second down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And that will be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track in this one.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Taking it about the 16. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Jackson throwing on target to Brown. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. On 23 yards, the final tally.
That's another.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, it's Ingram. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson dancing to his left. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their route, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
He was brought down by
the tackle made by Blake Martinez.
1-yard gain.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people, because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers, because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to roam and hit. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Jackson being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
They're going on 4th down. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this will go out of bounds, so they will lose yards on the play. And on 4th down, of course, it'll be a turnover on downs. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
4 yards.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now a man open down the middle of the field and able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Giants.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Gallman will run it. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
The ball carrier.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. This is Gallman. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Gallman, the ball carrier.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Jones. He hits his target. It's the tight end, Toilolo. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
To Levine Toilolo.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Hands it off out of the gun, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Jones throwing on first down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
when you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On the toss, there goes Gallman. Fighting through, and he's got space. Past the 20. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Wayne Gallman, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
For the extra point.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Gostkowski the extra point. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind and try to put together another drive.
Hey, a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down in position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence, not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
They'll run on first down. Ingram. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
He's brought down.
James Bradbury there to make the tackle.
A gain of a yard.
It's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, Kai just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one good for 37 yards. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chick.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York set to take the field. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Gallman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
That keeps the score.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he's been fun to watch run the football. We know he can pass, but using his legs effectively here in this one.
No doubt about it. Watch him maneuver in the pocket, out of the pocket, making the plays that he's making, which are breaking down the defense, I thought back to when we had our morning jog before the game, and I couldn't keep up with you. Those legs, they're valuable for his team. NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3, and this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over, and it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Operating from the gun, Jackson eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Jackson on the keeper.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
Here's a look at Golden Tate as he heads back onto the field now. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
New York.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat. Complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
And it's 3rd down.
The Giants on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable. And really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here. Because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And on the keeper.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
It's It's now 2nd and 10.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Sam Cook on the
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. Now he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And
they were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion.
Jones pass.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Jones throwing complete here to Tate, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
The Giants on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st.
Derek Wolfe there on the stop.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Looking to throw. Jones looking middle, and it's incomplete. Jones trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And now it's 2nd down. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
The Ravens.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down now, it's Ingram. And he will get enough for a 1st down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Baltimore Ravens.
The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
14-yard line.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Draw play, Ingram now. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and...
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in.
Touchdown.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. It's the fullback as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Justin Tucker.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. From the gun, Jones. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. The Steelers still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the 49ers as that one's gone to the half. Christian Kirk, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And that one all even as they play the visiting Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On the draw, this is Ingram. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Steps away. Now he'll square up and throw deep. He's got a man. Complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
At the 39-yard line.
And on this challenge, the refs have to take a peek and see whether or not the receiver was able to dot the I with both feet,
while making sure that he possesses the football all the way through the catch.
Sam Cook on to punt.
And the challenge pays dividends. The ref overturns the play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one, Brandon. The coach upstairs who signaled down and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And, Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the second half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So, big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum.
23 yards on the play.
23 yards.
They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone, because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lift their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch.
Complete to Golden Tate. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On the draw, this is Goldman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. That's complete left side to Shepard.
Complete.
Jones and Shepard with a connection there for a Giants first down.
first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A delayed give to Gallman. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Tony Jefferson.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
From the 22, Jones throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Marcus Peters on
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, Jones. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Calais Campbell in there for sack number 22 on the year. And, folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001.
Stephen Gostkowski on for the field goal. A 46-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect.
The kick is good.
And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
21. Giants 10.
So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments, and you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half, it gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Ingram. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Number 21, Mark Ingram, the ball carrier.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Some might say that he's got to look that in and absorb the contact, but even at his size, that's a tough throw to hold on to. And he was unable to on that attempt.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Intended for Mark Andrews.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. The 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Pass intended for Marquise Brown.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
20-yard line.
New York ready to go again offensively. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. No gain on the play there. Second down.
No gain on the play.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun, Jones. And Ingram hauls it in. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. First down, Giants. Jones to Ingram. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
A gain of 6 there on first.
It's a pickup of 6.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. From the gun, Jones. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. And they give this time to the tailback. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
1st and 10.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The ball switches back over to Mark Ingram and the Ravens. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
Baltimore Ravens.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
They go play action now. Jackson. Throw left side complete. It's Andrews. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
1-yard gain.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
They'll roll him out right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 53 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. And a 20th carry now for Ingram. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the 5, 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Giants' 5-yard line.
Jackson steps away to his left. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Good for a Baltimore Raven.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Jackson will keep it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
I think the effort was there, but sometimes the defense is just a little bit better. No gain on the quarterback sneak, no place to go.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. As the Ravens push further out in front. And his kick is right through. That time a 9-play drive. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run.
Justin Tucker.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 20.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
That's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. 7 yards, the pickup there.
7 yards pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun, Jones. Coleman has it here right side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And the Giants' 1st down.
Here's Jones on 1st down. Open man right side is Ingram. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
2nd and 2.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
Daniel. Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches, I always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the 1st down. You got the big lead defensively. willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Jones now throwing on 4th down. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, Jones. That's complete to Gallman. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Oh, trying to fit it into Shepard, but it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but he's playing really well.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
He was taken down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flush to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
Flush to his right. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Jackson on the keeper.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not
That
mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll find his receiver. It's Cody Core. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Now Jones on 1st and 10. They're going to Gallman here on the screen. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
Out of bounds.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
The ball carrier.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
Throwing Jones. And yes, he found Toilolo. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Goal, Giants.
Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
The ball carrier.
Wayne Gallman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Now, he's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. Now it's Barner. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Barner on the return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Off play action, he'll throw to start the drive. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9.
Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on 1st down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the 1st down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the 1st down because in college football, the clock stops with every 1st down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the...
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking it. Chance not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
He's brought down at the 31.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Ravens on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got Snead. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
I think it's easy to say mission accomplished on that drive. The goal was to increase the lead. They did exactly that.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Jones throwing on first down. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Jones.
And he's brought down, getting... This one up to about the 35.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, New York.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Jones on first down. The throw caught by Core. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Corey Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a two-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a two-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This is Ingram. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Baltimore, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew,